Welcome viewers, this is Windshear. The force is strong with me on this clip right here as I activate my personal shield and just go on a melee tear here through several guys. Normally this can't happen, but I just, you know, it's a little bit odd the players you experience in Battlefront. And this video today, okay, this is my second video on Battlefront. So I know a lot of you are expecting me to go full-on declare, completely flip-flop, but like a politician here, and state and declare this game completely terrible. Well, that's not going to happen. I'm having fun with this game, but in terms of what I can bring with me to YouTube, I'm at an impasse here. I need, I guess I'm soliciting your help here. This is going to be several topics I'm talking about in this video, but just kind of describing my overall impressions of the game further into further gameplay. I think I'm ranked almost 30 right now. Haven't been playing the game 24/7. I think Battlefront's a game that you have to take in small bursts, or spurts, I'm not sure how you want to say it, but in small doses. It's a game I enjoy playing for a little while, maybe an hour. Hour and a half tops, and then I'm like, okay, that's all I can take of this for now, and I need to temper it with something else. And that's both good and bad. I think it speaks volumes to the game's longevity and criticisms of the content. No question, I touched on that in my review of the game. I think it is lacking in the content department. I'm not saying it definitely needs some help in that department in terms of maps. Playing the same 4 maps over and over. I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing this Hoth map already, and all this content will pretty much be just on Hoth here. So I'm just kind of flanking these teams and stemming the onslaught of a flood of enemies. I'm not saying that more content in the future is coming for this game. I think that's going to be a welcome addition. But right now, like I say, it does make the game a little drab at times. But bigger than that, I found myself, I was walking through my local Hellmart, as I call it, Walmart, and I saw the electronics department, and they had these 2 massive displays for Star Wars Battlefront, like this huge cardboard AT-ST and the Millennium Falcon hanging down from the ceiling. I mean, these things were like massive, 10 feet tall monstrosities, just literally taking up a huge amount of square, real estate on a very, what is a very valuable position in the store. I mean, to have that kind of space on all the Walmarts out there, I mean, that's a massive amount of money that EA has invested in this game, publicizing it. But it occurred to me at that point, I said, wow, the Battlefield franchise, I know people don't like that correlation, but the Battlefield franchise has finally gotten to the point where it has become casual enough for the mainstream audience out there. And I said, for a moment, I said, wow, I bet the Christmas noobs are going to be a force to be reckoned with on this game. Like, talk about, cannon fodder. Because what I've said about Battlefront, a lot of people disagree with me, but this to me feels like Battlefield in a lot of respects, simply for the scale of the engagements. I mean, no other game comes close in terms of 40 versus 40 combat, essentially. Or is it 20 versus 20? Whatever game mode you're playing. Yeah, the openness of the maps, and then the sheer volume enemies I'm taking on. As you can see here, with this scout trait card that I have equipped, my passive ability, allows me to stay off the radar. And as it goes through the tiers, my gun no longer puts me on the radar when I fire it. And the third tier of that, the gun cooldown resets as soon as I get a kill. So as you can see, as soon as I get a kill here, the cooldown of my gun's completely reset, and I can just go on full-on terror. Completely off minimap, and these people are oblivious to me. Now, what this game has done is it has rekindled my flame to play a more slightly serious game, and that's Battlefield 4. So I went back to Battlefield 4, and I was really impressed with the changes that have been made there and the improvements, and I'm frankly surprised that developers have sustained that game as long as they have, and it is a very solid shooter right now. And but unfortunately, a lot of the servers, even on console, are fairly vacant compared to what they used to be. Certain game modes and types I like to play, obliteration and such, that just really aren't populated on a lot of maps, and so you're kind of having to play the more mainstream conquest. But what this game has done for me is it's kind of rekindled the Battlefield flame, is what I'm getting. And that's the kind of the topic. Another topic of the video I want to talk about is where are we at right now in terms of first-person shooters, because everything at this point has launched now in terms of competitive shooters, and we really know what we're going to be playing here for the foreseeable future. And that's kind of what brings me to my next conundrum is, well, Battlefront I mean, I can do some weapon reviews and maybe some basic tips and strategies, but with the audience out there, I really don't think that they're receptive to that kind of gameplay. Based on what I've seen out there, I'm not trying to brag, and I certainly am not the best at this game, but your average Battlefront player probably just doesn't care about, you know, tips, strategies, loadouts, and such. They just want to get in there and blast some, you know, some rebels or some stormtroopers. I just don't see this being on the level that I have gone through with tactics and strategy of Battlefield 4. But on the flip side of that, I haven't done a Battlefield 4 video in months, and I'm just not sure if the following's out there. But the other videos that I used to do here are Destiny videos, and I think I'm going to full-on declare that game dead. Based on what the developers have announced, I mean, they're getting desperate with this refer a friend idea. There's no DLC coming, which unfortunately for Destiny, it's a game that's highly dependent on new content, and just nothing is coming. Whereas I think it's even more critical in a game like this for some reason, even though arguably Destiny has much more content than this game. It seems like it's much more in desperate need than this game, which is odd. It's an odd conundrum, but you know, that's an argument for another time. So the other game I see pretty much my friends list lit up with is Black Ops, and you guys know me. I can't do that 3 alleyway lane stuff on such a small scale with Black Ops, and it's not a game that's working for me. It's very inconsistent, and some matches you do great, some you don't do. It's just not what I do. Again, it's tips and strategy really with Black Ops. I mean, let's be honest here. That's not going to happen. So, you know, as a YouTube producer, I'm asking myself, you know, do I go back to Battlefield 4? Which I certainly could, and I've said I would do that before, then I get distracted by Destiny. But with Destiny out of the picture, I really think that could be the case. You know, so what, you know, do I go back to Battlefield 4, but is the following really there? I mean, based on what I've seen right now, are people going to come back to Battlefield again? That's kind of the underlying theme I've seen across the board is, you know, games released, whether it's Battlefield Hardline, Battlefront, excuse me, not Battlefront releases, you know, once this high stems, or maybe when people have their fill of the day of Battlefront, they go back to Battlefield 4. Is that what's going to happen with the Battlefield community? Because arguably the Battlefield community is one of the most loyal communities out there, still one of the most active. I mean, Battlefield 4 has been out for a long time, and it still seems to draw a good amount of interest. But again, the game's completely turned upside down right now. That's what kind of piques my interest, is just the state of it, where it's at right now with its new weapon balancing and such. And it's a really good balanced game, whereas you know, there's some balance issues, of course, with this game. You know, as you can see here, I'm pushing up on this enemy, and just you know, I've got this E3 burst rifle here. You can see in a moment, this the last clip of this, just going a full-on tear, and you know, there's just, I love playing first-person shooters. I like this perspective, but I feel like I am certainly putting myself at a disadvantage. I also don't like the fact that aiming down sights doesn't do much for me. It's just certain things about this game that do kind of rub me the wrong way. I would like to see them expand on, or maybe give you just a slight buff of some kind to make it worth your while to play like this. But you know, there are aspects to this game that are in addition to other Battlefield games in terms of bullet travel time. Here's the lasers. That's a little more of a challenge. It's a little curveball you have to count for at longer ranges. But I just found myself a lot of times pushing up on a team spawn here and just obliterating enemies at range. It's just kind of like, it's fun for a while, and it's like, okay, you know, I've had enough massacring of the casuals today that I need to move into Battlefield, where I really have a challenge. Any Battlefield match I get into, Battlefield 4, wow, I mean, there are some talented players playing out there right now, and they really give you a run for your money. You really got to be thinking. And it's a game that challenges. Ooh, look at that horrible strike. But it's a game that really rewards good gameplay and solid foundations, core values, understanding your weapon, etc. I'm not saying this game doesn't, but it's much more exemplified on Battlefield 4. But this game, all I'm saying right now is it's a great amount of fun, small doses, but again, there's certain issues in the terms of the content and the map structure. I'm not saying don't buy it. I think it's a great buy. I think it's fun for a while, but again, small doses. And in terms of my YouTube content, what can I do with this? You know, what if there's any of you out there, look at this. I just pop my shield just to be a bullet sponge for a while there. Just certain mechanics of this game kind of make me laugh. But, you know, as in terms of content, what would you guys want to see with Battlefront, if any? I know there's a lot of hostile animosity out here about this game. Is this a game I'm going to have to play by myself and not upload any content for? You know, I've supported Battlefield 4, I've supported Destiny. The question is, do I want to support this and more Battlefield 4 content, or just refocus on Battlefield 4 content? I'm just feeling you guys out here. See what the comments section leads me to produce. Like I say, Destiny's tapering off. It's pretty much dead. Black Ops not gonna happen. So what other options are there? Don't even say Rainbow Six Siege. I'll laugh at you because I mean, you talk about going on the far opposite spectrum of being a completely advanced try-hard game. I just don't see that being, you know, I don't see the casual game being really of a contender. It's just something not on my radar at this time. I'll just have to see how that pans out. But let me know what you guys think. Again, Beast gameplay. Oh yeah. Just don't take it wrong. It's a lot of fun playing this game at times, but it's got some mechanics that are a little bit questionable. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you on the battlefield.